and welcome to Let's Talk About Live Shopping, a series dedicated to unraveling the intricacies, and we know there are many, of the live shopping or live commerce phenomenon. I'm your host, Cynthia Nelson, three-time entrepreneur, Forbes contributor, investor, and advisor. Today, I have the sincere pleasure of to talk to Gautam Goswami. Sorry, am I saying it right?
Yep, good.
Somebody said Gigi. I could say Gigi, and I would probably be okay.
GG is perfect.
Okay, Gigi, CEO of Comment Sold. Good morning, Gigi, and thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. How are you, Cynthia?
I'm great. We actually have warm weather in New York, which is very strange. I keep waiting for the fall to come, and all of a sudden it's going to be 80 tomorrow. So I have no idea what's going on in October, but
LA is doing really well. We are nice and cool for the last week.
after your summer, God bless you. I'm from LA, man, it's gotten really hot out there. Hey, first up, I wanted to really talk about your story. What inspired Comment Sold? How did you guys actually come about? And a little bit of your background for the audience too.
Sure. So my background is similar to yours. So I'm a technologist, investor. I was part of a private equity group called Permira. I have also been an executive in many very large software investments from Permira, including companies like Informatica and TeamViewer and many, many others along the journey. Uh, uh, Comment Sold was an investment that I made in 2021 along with a few others at Permira, and it was formed in 2017 by Brandon Crusade, who was the founder and CEO of the company at the time. He built it as a purpose-built solution for his girlfriend at that time, wife later, Amanda, who formed a company called Discount Diva, where
Mhm.
she was selling T-shirts from her home on Facebook Live. And Comment Sold was an automation process that Brandon built to automate that whole Facebook Live system.
Right.
But people could just put a comment on Facebook Live and it would generate an automatic invoice. And then it extended to an automatic fulfillment system, extended to a warehouse management system, extended to a shipping system. And then now it's a end-to-end operating system for primarily live selling merchants that basically live within our ecosystem. So they do product intake into Comment Sold, they do the warehouse management in Comment Sold, they do supply chain in Comment Sold, they do the live selling and e-commerce in Comment Sold, and they do fulfillment in Comment Sold, everything. And Comment Sold is the only company in the US with full integration with TikTok. So when people go live on TikTok, they can use our software to change the products, to get the orders, to do fulfillment, everything, along with Facebook and Instagram also.
That's super unique because when you talk about the other kind of live commerce or commerce platforms, nobody's really solving that 360, that whole ecosystem, right? Because there's so many different elements to the ecosystem, and you're talking about distribution and inventory management. Your Shopify would be a competitor of yours, I would say, versus one of the other platforms. No.
Yeah, so basically Shopify is a e-commerce player, and in fact, Comment Sold has a plugin within Shopify called Video. So two E's, VIDEO, and that's basically the most comprehensive live selling plugin for Shopify already. And what we do is we do all of those pieces that we do live on the Shopify backend. But if somebody wants to use Comment Sold backend, yes, they can come into our core platform. Now, when you think about, we don't really think of Shopify as a competitor because there's people who are primarily e-commerce actually run Comment Sold and Shopify in parallel. Because e-commerce, obviously, Shopify is king. We provide an e-commerce website and a catalog, but we're obviously not competing with them because our e-commerce website and catalog is video focused. So what Comment Sold does is way more than just live selling. Every time you go live, the videos get split up by our AI automatically and get allocated to all the products that are on your catalog as video clips, right? So we are repurposing the video as video clips. Secondly, all the videos are recorded as a replay
Hmm.
with the timeline overlaid with the actual commands and the product sale data and the what you call viewership data. So when people watch it on a replay, they can also get an almost live experience.
Right.
So we really see a lot of the secondary pieces, the replays and the
Yes.
video pieces doing a significant part of our commerce along with live selling.
Yeah, I think everybody's seeing that, live is great, but it's appointment based, right? You have to be there at that time to do it. But then if at the afterwards, the VOD and replay side, I did hear what you just said about you have some technology. I think it's AI that's literally pulling out those snippets of content automatically for the brand and being able to push them out. That's really very, very unique in the marketplace. I haven't heard anybody actually doing that yet.
Yeah, the first generation automatically does it for our own website and the apps that we provide to our customers and creates video for every product that they have ever shown live. Where our next generation AI cut will also enable those video clips to be posted on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with product overlay already added from the back end with those integrations that we have. So that will make it even simpler for our users to like use video-based selling or clip-based selling that we think is also very like proficient and I would say more valuable in the US at the moment,
Yeah.
especially for the Gen Z and millennial crowd.
Yeah.
So that's something that we are actively working on.
That's super interesting. And I think that's such a game changer. It increases the ROI of that, that live sale, right? You're doing that live sale, which costs money to do, talent, curation, everything you do. But being able to reuse that video over and over in different types of clips and push those out to social is, you're just increasing the value of what you're doing for every brand that's out there because they all struggle with it.
Yeah, there's another innovation that we recently launched that is that we patented also, which basically is quite different, differentiates everybody. So you have seen multi-source in live selling. I'm sure two people on the same video stream.
Yeah.
Many times as a split screen, sometimes in a floating window.
Right.
Now we built a system where we have a virtual studio setup. So basically, think about me and you both are in the live sale together.
Mhm.
You can actually leave the camera and make me full screen, but keep your audio in. Our sellers are using this massively. What they do is they'll invite a creator to do the live sale along with them, and they would have sent samples to this creator, and they will stay in a small window on the side, providing the smart feedback. But many times, just to make sure that the creator gets full screen, they'll remove themselves completely, and their voice keeps on coming in, allowing them to give that, okay, it's still my story, you're still hearing from me because you're following me, and this person is just an additional talent feature. And that one feature is really, really driving a lot of value for our customers. We also created a system on the same platform where you can invite any of your viewers onto your live sale with zero install needed by just sending them a link or
Mhm.
having them scan a code. It's just completely web-based, and a visitor or a viewer can join your live sale instantly with no installs, no previous configuration needed. And that's adding a new level of interactivity to our live programming. In
Mhm.
place of just the interactivity where the viewers do text chatting and you respond, you
Mhm.
can now bring your top viewers on the live instantly, and you have complete control on when you add them. So when they arrive onto live, unlike Facebook and Instagram, where they suddenly arrive,
Right.
they
Right.
sit in a waiting room. You can watch them in the waiting room and insert them at the right time so that you're not interrupting the flow.
And you have control over that. It's a green screen. I mean, you're in the green room. You basically you have
Yeah,
them
just
you
like
have
a
them in the production green room.
correct, exactly. We took the concept of a production green room where you can actually hear people speaking from there
Right.
or
Right.
bring them in, they can go out. We built it on digital media, basically. That's really helping our larger customers do a lot more with partnerships, as we call it.
One of the things that happened recently, I heard about the purchase of Pop Shop Live. So, what was the impetus of that, and where does it fit strategically for you guys? I think a lot of customers, people get it, they get confused on what is it a live shopping platform? Does it have creators on it? What is it? Why did you actually purchase that company?
So look, the thing is that if you notice, the US live selling market is still at an infancy even after almost 5 years
Yeah,
compared to China.
yeah.
And the primary reason that has happened, we believe, is that because we have tried to push live shopping, the what we call the full responsibility of driving live sales onto the seller themselves. That means the seller has to source the product. The seller has to source the artist. The seller has to source all of that and also produce the show.
Mhm.
That only allows sellers with significant financial resources to actually do
Right,
something.
right.
Secondly, large brands are doing live selling at special events only. They're doing maybe once a month,
Right.
maybe once a week at best, and then doing it as drops.
Yeah.
That doesn't create the automatic live shopping habit that has happened in China. In China, live shopping is about a KOL
Yep.
who can sell anything and everything under the sun and being supplied by hundreds of suppliers. They don't have to handle supply chain sourcing or any of that.
Right.
So with Pop Shop Live, what we acquired the platform because with our experience and $4 billion plus of sales that we have done over the last period, we basically have a lot of relationship with brands and sourcing.
Mhm.
So we are bringing that sourcing to creators. So creators can sign up to Pop Shop Live, go and pick items from a catalog of 5,000 plus goods, which will more soon be 100,000 plus goods, and start selling them both e-commerce and live. They can order samples for free, get the samples, go live with it, and replace the samples with other samples, or even keep it depending on how much they're selling. But basically, we're taking the whole responsibility of supply chain sourcing,
Mhm.
actual logistics, as well as fulfillment and customer service away from creators and saying, just use your following to sell what you love to sell. We'll take care of the rest. So we had that back end ready. PopShop Live is the front end, and we are currently plugging all the back end in there. So we can now enable the perfect creator commerce platform.
So it's a real marketplace, basically. That becomes a new version of a
A
marketplace.
three-sided marketplace, correct.
Yeah. And any creator, any product, you don't have to go through all the brand hoops and get authorization. And the
Correct.
brands can control that as well. I'm assuming they can say, these are the types of products I want to have sold,
Correct.
through the platform. And they can watch also what creators, right, are actually doing the best for them as well. Are you doing any matchmaking between the creators and the brands, or are the brands just kind of figuring it out on their own?
So the primary thing is that matchmaking shouldn't need to be done, or we are basically what we are doing is we are asking the creators to give us a basic idea of what they want to sell, and
Mhm.
then we are giving them a catalog suggestion. So we have in-house merchandisers and fashion stylists
Mhm.
that will guide the creators on what they need to start selling. Once we start selling that, we are going to provide some of that data back to the brands and say, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
this creator has been selling a product. Do you want to do a special promotion with her? That's the level of matchmaking we're going to do. We're trying to remove that, oh, the brand picks the creator, creator picks the
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. Yeah,
There's a lot of friction in that.
correct.
And you've seen a big amount of mismatch also there between what the brand believes is going to be sold by a creator and what the creator actually can do. Because not everybody who goes on screen who happens to love this lip gloss is going to be good at selling it,
Correct. Not
right?
only that, it's also it's a gut feel business. I'm trying to make it into a database business.
Yeah.
So on the
Yeah.
data, they certify who can sell what.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think about, generative AI? We talked to AI a little bit at the beginning because you are starting to use it to pull those snippets and clips out, but just overall in like even content creation or the overarching video commerce, where do you think it's going to play?
So a big part of generative AI is being used in our video clip technology. Basically, our AI is able to understand video clips as if there's a human watching it and basically extract the right pieces out of it. But more than that, like we are thinking about if we look at overall catalog generation and stuff, there's already AI out there that can take a clothing piece and apply it to pre-shot models and create a catalog set in minutes. So that will be the next thing that we are going to implement that will allow our people who are using our technology to have full-on video catalogs created for them within hours instead of having to shoot videos with every product that they're pulling on.
Which is super
So
expensive, obviously.
correct. So
Yeah,
basically that's the focus for 2024 on the AI side is how do we take generative AI and create video content out of it programmatically.
interesting. And then Yeah, we talked a little bit about the customer experience and some of the things that you're doing, but what do you do if your client comes to you? I'm, L'Oreal, for example, and I'm looking across all the platforms, which all sound very similar in certain ways. Like, what would you say differentiates you from the get-go?
Well, we sold $4 billion of products. I think all the brands combined will not even come close to 1 billion.
Yeah,
So basically, we know how to do this, and we have the sellers. Like the largest seller on our platform is going to do 60 million this year individually.
individually. Yeah,
So basically, this is a different level. We have the playbooks on how live selling is working in the United States. Now we are trying to expand the number of sellers by with using PopShop Live as a, I would say, top of the funnel where people can start very low lift, and as they go bigger,
yeah,
we're going to provide them their own apps and the website. So Comment Sold has the full system, right? We have the app, the marketplace, the website, the product, everything. So we can enable different people at different stages of the journey. So if you're L'Oreal, if you're Zara, whoever you are, in place of trying to go through the hard process of figuring out which influencer to work with and do contract deals and brand deals, just drop ship your product into a catalog and let's take care of the selling.
right. Interesting. That's you're very straightforward as far as like how much you guys have sold, because you are like the biggest monster on the marketplace, and it is getting confusing, I think, for a lot of brands about what the differences actually are, but money talks, right?
Correct. The thing is that everybody thinks that live selling is just putting a video stream out there and overlaying a product.
Yeah,
When it actually works, when a product gets dropped and people want that, in 1 second, there is 500 clicks on that add now button, a buy now button.
yeah.
We have proprietary technology that automatically finds, checks, oh, you have bought from this store 10 times. Your priority is higher. You get a higher, earlier time of the queue. You
Oh,
get a longer
yeah,
time for waiting on the product. We'll lock in the product longer for you. All that calculations happen in microseconds, right?
yeah,
And we're also able to take. Remember, we are the only platform that can sell on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on your app, on the website simultaneously. That means we need to take data from all of those, and we need to make sure we sync all the data, all the feeds, and make
yeah,
sure everybody gets the equal chance to buy a product, right?
yeah,
That takes a significant amount of technology. We have multiple servers. We create completely independent portals for each of our larger clients. They
mm,
don't even share resources so that everybody gets full. So it's not that, oh my God, client A is doing massive, client B is affected. No, completely walled off resources so that everybody gets their own scalability, right? So we have thought about the platform and built it in a way where big customers can flourish. Try doing a live sale with one live sale doing $500,000 in a matter of 50 minutes
yeah.
on any other platform. It's just going to crash.
Yeah, there's been definitely hiccups across the board. I've been, involved in some of them and seen some of them crashing, and understand that for sure. If you had a crystal ball, and you were looking at what's going to happen, the evolution of kind of video commerce. I mean, we were talking about it the other day with a bunch of people at the agency level, right? Right now those budgets are kind of coming out of the innovation groups, right, within these big brands, but it's soon going to be with cookieless every place we're going, right, and user data, that these kind of this is like the new advertising model, right? It's video commerce at the center with everything actually around it. But if you were to say, like, what do you see the future of platforms and social commerce and video commerce becoming? Like, what would that be?
US is finally waking up to video commerce. Like I saw the press release today about X trying to do
Yeah,
live streaming with Paris Hilton. We carry her a brand, by the way,
yeah,
in our dropship catalog. So I'm going to send out an email to X and saying, hey, let's integrate because we are doing this for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok already, and
yeah,
we can drive a bunch of commerce to your platform if you want. The thing is that I think that there will be major consolidation, and the larger brands will realize that they cannot just work with anybody who says I'm video commerce, because we have years and it takes millions in investment, like
right,
literally millions in investment to build the architecture that actually works.
Yeah.
And that's why in China it's so focused on those five big platforms that
Yeah.
do all of it. I
Right.
think TikTok is playing a big role in moving video commerce and waking people up to video commerce in the United States. That said, I'm not really happy with them allowing direct Chinese sellers to go live and sell products directly from them into the US market. Like that's something that the government, like basically, look, we should be allowing our live sellers in the United States to sell live on TikTok.
Yeah.
But cross-border commerce direct is going to hurt our industry. That's the one scale. But the thing is that overall, products like TikTok, products like the social platforms like Whatnot and all, they're helping getting people up there and understanding how live commerce works, how it creates community, how it creates repeat customers. And I think that there's space for everybody in the market at the moment. This market is so big, we have not even scratched the surface. Like everybody can be $100 billion sales and still the market will be available. It was 350 billion last year in China, is going to hit 500 plus this year in China.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a runaway train. I mean, I think the US, the brands I've talked to, and they've been kind of slow to get into it, kind of dip their toes. I always say when they say, "Oh, we did it once, we did it twice, it didn't work." I'm like, "Well, you didn't advertise on Facebook twice and didn't work, dude. Like, this is, come on, you like back it up a little bit. You got to like this. If you're going to be in this game, then there is a trial and error to it, but there are now, as you said, playbooks and formats and talent that actually do work, and being able to grow those and scale those is really the name of the game."
Cynthia, I would really love you to tell the brands this. Brands doing live sale. It didn't work in China also because how many lives can you do with the same kind of products? People
Yeah.
will watch your products and they'll go away and then say, okay, fine, that's
Yep.
because
Yep.
you only release new products once a season. It's about supplying your products to the right sellers because a seller can create a new show every day. The combination of brands and different kind of products, and the people follow the sellers. My top sellers have their kids and dogs running around the live show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it because it's about them. It's not about the product they're selling.
And it's authentic. You feel like you're in their space, and you're
Correct.
you're closer to them, not just because you can chat, but that you feel like it's not this full production, crazy amazing sets and everything. It's like, yeah, the dog just ran around the backyard in the background, and the kid was crying, or what, you're really in someone's kind of sphere in their home, and you're closer to them than you would be if you saw them on HSN hawking a product, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Exactly. It's about that connection with that person that is driving live sales in China, and that's what will drive it here. So the brands will be well advised to just partner with platforms like ours, not just ours, but like ours, to source and give us those products that they want to sell through,
Yeah.
and we will drive it for them. We'll drive crazy sales for them.
It's really awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. Congratulations on everything that you're doing, and good luck in the future.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.